Hello, Vienna Pres. My name is Austin.
I am Cynthia.
I am Ewing. I'm Ilana.
And this is our 2-month-old little boy Enoch House.
And we're the house family sent out by your church and 2 mission organizations, Farthest Corners and the Antioch Partners. And we've been supported by your church now for almost 10 years, and we're really looking forward to coming and visiting with you all on July 30th. So thank you so much for welcoming us into your church, into the worship, and to being able to share about our ministries with you. And we're really looking forward to sharing about what God is doing in our part of the world, where we've been serving now for 13 years in Thailand and Burma. So we hope this next update that we give you all is a good one for you, and we're really looking forward to being with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. See you.
Bye.
From 2004 through 2006, Austin House served in Thailand, spending a year and a half teaching at a Christian school. During Austin's breaks from his teaching, he would serve refugees and internally displaced people along the Burma-Myanmar border. Seeing a need to do more for these vulnerable brothers and sisters, he returned to the U.S., shared his vision, and along with a group of other volunteers, they formed Farthest Corners. Austin then returned to Thailand to begin the Farthest Corners ministry. One of the first projects Farthest Corners formed was Happy Home, which came into fruition through the work of a community of leaders and churches. Originally, Happy Home was built to provide a safe place for displaced and orphaned children in the northern Karen state, which at that point had remained in a civil war for over 60 years. Farthest Corners during its early years also provided aid for war-torn victims in northern Karen state, including food, medicine, and other supplies that helped those struggling to meet their own basic survival needs. In 2008, Cyclone Nargis hit Burma, which officially killed over 250,000 people. Some estimate that the real death toll reached almost 1 million people. Farthest Corners, working through a network of local volunteers and churches, provided tarps, medicine, and food to those who survived this horrific disaster. They also assisted in purchasing a tractor and a plow for one village to help rebuild their fields. This aid was provided during a time when large aid groups were restricted by the Burma military government in providing any aid whatsoever. During 2009, another catastrophe struck the hills of Chin State as the fields were infested by an onslaught of rats, which is a disaster which strikes about every 50 years. Farmers saw their entire fields and livelihoods destroyed by thousands of rats that moved in droves throughout the region. Again, Farthest Corners responded by purchasing rice for the hardest hit villages. This time the volunteer team was led by Austin's newly married wife, Sinte, who is of the Chin Hill tribe people from Burma. Austin and Sinte met while they were studying for their Master of Divinity degrees at the seminary in Thailand. During this time, the Civil War continued in northern Karen state, yet Happy Home continued to grow. Soon it became apparent that if Happy Home was to truly thrive, it would need to begin to find ways to support itself. Livestock projects were begun with the husbandry of pigs, goats, and fish to provide the children meat for their meals. The children also planted gardens to grow vegetables. Finally, Happy Home, led by a committee of community leaders, decided that with the high cost of rice, it would be best for the home to have its own rice paddy field. An area in the jungle that had great promise for expansion was purchased by Farthest Corners, that is a 1 day's walking distance away from the home. The children at Happy Home began the arduous process of building a rice paddy field, which included the building of a 1-mile irrigation ditch, clearing the land, and building rice paddy berms, all by hand. Through years of ups and downs, the farm has been steadily improving, and today it has now over 15 acres of rice fields, which today provides over 50% of the rice needs for Happy Home's children. There are plans for development that will improve the farm's output to provide at least 90% of Happy Home's rice needs by the year 2020. In 2009, Austin completed his Master of Divinity, and Farthest Corners hired another local Hill tribe Thai Karen pastor named Rakchot to oversee several active projects. This allowed the House family, along with their newborn son, Ewing, to move to the Thailand-Burma border, where Austin began to teach in a Bible school at a refugee camp. Austin also visited Christians in far-flung villages, which would require a 2 to 3 day hike just to reach these villages. He also began to train and assist local evangelists to plant them into villages, and small churches began to sprout. Sinte worked hard from their home base in a village on the border and opened a nursery school in Burmese for migrant children in the area. After the House family worked in this field for over 2 years, they were then called by the Church of Christ in Thailand, the largest Protestant church in Thailand, to serve at their seminary as a professor teaching church history, Asian church history, and missions and evangelism in both the Thai and English language programs. During Austin's professorship, he also earned a doctorate in intercultural studies from Western Seminary in Portland, Oregon. Austin found that in teaching his classes, most of the church history in Asia focused on the lives of Western missionaries. Seeing the dearth of information about local Thai Christians, Austin's dissertation research focused on the work of indigenous Thai Christians who during the late 19th and early 20th centuries were sent out by churches in Thailand as missionaries to what is today Burma, Laos, and China. In 2017, Austin's contract with the seminary came to a completion. When the House family arrived at the seminary 5 years prior, they had only one child. By the time they had left, they had gained two more, a daughter Ileana and a son Enoch. Building stronger disciples for Jesus at the seminary was a joyful season in their lives. However, it became apparent to both Austin and Sinte that they were called to serve again in a more evangelistic manner in the mission field. After years of prayer and discernment, their family has sensed a call to serve full-time in Burma. Plans have been made to expand Farthest Corners Ministries by building an education center in northern Burma close to the India border. This center will allow the House family to create long-term relationships, which will give opportunities to appropriately and gracefully witness and share the gospel message of Jesus Christ among the unreached Buddhist Burman people. We are thankful to all who continue to pray for and support Farthest Corners Ministry.